Hi guys! So today I'm going to talk to you guys about different parenting relationships. So this will include like the family dynamics and then our different parenting styles. So first we have our different family dynamics, and so our first one is conversation, and this is if the family dynamic leans more towards conversation, teens and parents are more likely to be open and more willing to listen to one another about things. And this is quite literally what the word means, conversation. It just is a two-way street between the parents and the kids trying to decide what is best for the family, and so it's not just one-sided. And then conformity is if the family dynamic leans more towards conformity, which is just the teens are likely to be expected to follow their parents' rules with no challenging. And so this is not a two-way street. This is very much the parents say whatever must be done and the kids are expected to follow it. And so children who grow up in conversation families are more aware and better able to express their emotions. In contrast, children who grow up in conformity families are uncomfortable in the give and take communication style. And so what the give and take communication style is essentially just like a two-way conversation. Like, I'll give you something, you can take it and process it, and then you can internalize it and tell me how you feel, essentially. And so children in the conformity style family dynamic are not very good at internalizing what they're feeling and expressing that. And so then our next one are our parenting styles. And so there are three parenting styles. One like a super extreme ends, and then one right in the middle. So for our first extreme, we have the authoritarian, and parents expect unquestioning obedience. And what I mean by this is that the kids are not allowed to try to challenge their parents at all. Like, if they want to stay out a few minutes later, that's not really a thing that the parents would lean more towards. And then our authoritative parenting style is parents are still firm, strict, and clear, but they also encourage open communication with their children. And so, for example, for continuing with the staying out for a few minutes later, like extending curfew, the child could be like, hey, mom and dad, or whoever, they could be like, hey, I was thinking about extending my curfew to 30 minutes earlier. And the parents could be like, okay, why did you want to do that? So then you have the two-way street of trying to figure out, why does the kids want to do this, and the parents trying to be supportive with that. They can still decide whether or not they want to extend the curfew, but at least the conversation is there. And then permissive is the other extreme side. So parents do not require children to follow many rules. So parents are super lax and they care very little to any what the kids do. And so our authoritarian is our super extreme, where kids must follow every single rule. And then authoritative is right in the middle. It's a nice sweet spot. And then you have permissive, which is the other extreme, where there's no rules, essentially. And so most evidence favors authoritative parenting, and this is due to their ability to be warm and responsive while also being firm without being overly intrusive or restrictive. And so, for obvious reasons, if a child feels that they are not, if their parents are just super uninvolved in them, like permissive, then they might just not feel as welcome in the home. Same thing as like the authoritarian, it's just the opposite. The parents are a little bit too involved in their life, essentially. So then we're going to look at this infographic just to give us a little bit more of an idea of what this can mean, just a visual representation. And so although we don't have the uninvolved parenting style in this book, this is almost all of the things on the internet include this one. So our authoritarian, it's a great visual. So it says focus on obedience, punishment over discipline. And then our authoritative is creative position relationship enforces rules. And so here you can see that the kid and the parent are communicating in a way that is very two-sided, as opposed to authoritarian, where it's just the parent and the child is expected to follow the rules. And permissive, you can obviously tell that the kids are doing whatever they want and there's no rules. The mom is essentially just shrugging it off, going, what can you do? And so this is don't enforce rules, kids will be kids, sort of thing. And so with that, I'm going to end it there. Thank you guys so much.